Today we'll be installing the MAD secondary downpipes on my F90 M5. Got the pipes over here. Just doing the secondaries, not the primary cats. We'll see how the tone is with these. If it's not loud enough, then we'll do the primaries. We'll be working from the top and the bottom, so we'll have to take this cover off and a panel or two under here to get to the top clamps on the secondary downpipes. And then we'll be under the car after that, taking the full exhaust system off and then being able to pull out the secondary downpipes. Next step is to remove 5 bolts. One here, this one, and one right here. Then you can take this plastic piece out after you unhook all of these cables from it. Next step is to disconnect the O2 sensors from their connection points up here. So one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side. These clips are held in, or the connections are held in by a little clip on the side here. So pull on that, lift up on the connection, and then disconnect these by pressing on this clip and pulling on both ends. Then feed the wire out from its clips here, because the next step will be to remove this metal tray. To remove this tray, we have to work around the coolant tank reservoirs. So there are multiple bolts on the side of this tray. We'll have to lift these guys out of the way. This one has a little rubber grommet it sits into. And you can start to see those bolts. So we'll have to go around, remove those on both sides, and work around this tank as well. And then we'll be able to take this tray out. I removed these 2 bolts, and it gives you a lot more room to move this around, and it should make removing that plate a lot easier. On the driver's side, if you have the OEM tank, it will be pressed into 2 rubber grommets as well. With the aftermarket tanks, they usually don't press into these grommets. So we can see there's a bolt there, one back there. There's one more that I'm not showing. Yeah, back right there. So take those out. We just took the other side out, and then we'll be able to try to maneuver this plate out. Before we maneuver that plate out, we'll want to make sure that all of these connections, these wires, are disconnected from the plate. So down in here, these wires are clipped into these metal components here. These can slide off of the plate. You don't have to take the wires out of this metal holder. So you can pull this up and off the plate. So go around the plate on both sides and make sure everything is disconnected. That plate's removed. Again, you lift this guy up, move it to the side, and move that plate out this way. Now the fun starts all over again with another plate. This one has similar bolts on the sides. So remove these bolts. After you remove the bolts on both sides, we'll need to remove the O2 sensors, these pre-cat O2 sensors. I went ahead and labeled mine driver and passenger, just to make sure I put them back in the same place. The clips might be exactly the same, but just to be sure. So you'll need a O2 sensor socket like this one to be able to get around the wire. So we'll put that on around the wire, pop it loose, and then we'll thread it out by hand. And every time we thread it, we'll try to take care of this wire to make sure it's not banging around, getting twisted and damaged. With the O2 sensors removed, the shield should be free to move around and be removed from the car. It's tough to navigate around these heat shields here on both sides. And there's a clip that it presses into on the back. So you have to pull the back up out of that clip and then squeeze it around these heat shields. All of this has been to get to the secondary downpipe clamps. So you can climb on top of your engine bay or from the side, look down at these clamps. See if I can zoom in on this sucker. Right there, so there's one on each side. We'll be taking that bolt off there on each clamp. Let's get a shot of the one on the driver's side here. Let's see. There we go. There's that clamp on that side. So we'll be taking those off next. All right, got those loose. I used a ratcheting E12 star socket or star wrench. It could work with the socket, but this made it a little bit easier with the tight space in there. They weren't on there too tight, so I was able to break it loose with this. Even with the bolt loose, the clamps are still pressed together. So I'm going to take a small pry bar and just pop the clamps loose. With those clamps loose, pull them up onto the primary downpipes so that they're out of the way and not holding the secondaries in place. And now we're able to lift the car off the ground and begin taking off the entire exhaust. Underneath the car now, we'll have to take off this brace here. Now, all the bolts look to be exposed except for these back ones. So we'll have to loosen this cover to be able to get access to the back bolt. And then we'll have to take off this cover in the rear. After we do those two things, we'll take off the clamps, and then any remaining bolts, probably from hangers with these guys, we'll take these off, and there are likely some hangers back here we'll have to take off as well. I'm not sure what BMW is thinking with these screw tabs on the side. It's like a Phillips head, but you can barely get any traction on it before it just starts to round out. So I used a trim tool here to get underneath it and pop it out. And I'll be replacing those with some normal type of tabs where they're not threaded like a screw. Got the brace removed for these side bolts. You just have to remove 2 of the 8 mils that go on the wheel side here. I used a ratcheting 8 mil wrench to remove 2 of these. And then this is able to come down far enough. Of course, you have to remove the bolts on this side. Then you have 1 bolt up there, and of course we removed the bolts on the front of that brace, and it dropped down. Now we can go over to the front of the car and loosen the 2 clamps up there. Make our way back here and remove this mount. We'll remove this bolt and this ground strap that goes to it. Same on the other side. And then we'll remove the hanger on the rear. Let's see where these are at. There'll be 2 hangers on the rear. We'll remove those. And of course, unclip the valve controllers here. Got the stock exhaust removed. It's actually a pain to get it to separate up front from those clamps, or from the downpipes. I had to beat on the resonator and in front of the resonator with a rubber mallet to get it to push back far enough to be able to wiggle that connection loose. You know, it's times like this when you have the full exhaust off, access to the primary cats, that you wonder, should I have gone with a full system and high flow primary downpipes while I'm in there, while I did all this work to take all this off? But we'll have to take it a step at a time. Don't want to introduce too much drone and make this too loud. It's my daily commuter. So we'll continue with the setup on the secondary downpipes. Now that we have the exhaust off, we're able to take off the 4 bolts that are holding on the secondary downpipes. So we'll hop under the car and I'll show you those bolts. Now these secondary downpipe bolts are fun to get to. You can just barely see them through there. They're an orange color. So if you can get the light on them with the camera. There they are on both sides. Try to get from up here, you can see the top one and the bottom one. So we'll have to use some wiggle extensions and be able to get the socket up in there and get these out. Here's a look at where those nuts threaded onto. Up there on both sides. So you need a wiggle socket or extensions that, like these, that allow an angle to be able to get up and over the downpipe and onto those bolts. So I used a combination here, figured out that these 2 along with this were enough to get the angle. The passenger side is a little bit easier, you have more room to play with, but the driver's side's pretty tight up there. Now we finally get to put in the new downpipes. So I'm gonna grab the new downpipes, I'll position them onto these bolts here, and thread them into place loosely. And then I'll go up top and try to get the clamps on them. I'll clamp the top in place before I tighten this down and before I put the rest of the exhaust in place. All right, so I have the secondary downpipes in place. What I had to do was put the clamp onto the secondary downpipe over the lip on the edge of the downpipe, so it wasn't in the way where it sits up against the primaries. Move the secondary downpipes into place, then bolt them into place down below. So I tightened those bolts pretty snug, but left it loose so that the downpipes could still move around. Then I came back up top and positioned that clamp into place. So put it over the lip on both the primary and secondary downpipes. On the driver's side, I had a hard time getting the bolt into place. So I used these channel locks to squeeze the clamp while I put the bolt into place. I also took out the secondary O2s, the post-cat O2 sensors, to give myself a little bit more room when working in there and getting the clamps on. I have the top clamps fully tightened now, so I'm gonna go beneath the car, tighten the 4 bolts, the 2 on each side of the downpipes, and then throw the exhaust back on. Of course, after I put the exhaust back on, I'll have to put the brace back on. Then we'll move back up top over here and we'll be able to put everything back on. Those 2 heat shields, O2 sensors, all of that. Back up top now, the exhaust is fully on, those braces are on. Got this first heat shield in place, all the O2 sensors connected. Heat shield's not bolted down yet. I'll do that next, and then we'll get the last heat shield bolted down. Everything's back together. I just started the car to check for leaks. Up top, put my hand in back, see if I could smell anything or feel anything. It was all good. So now I'll start the car and show you guys how it sounds. So I went for a drive, wasn't too long, but I got a feel for how it sounds in comfort mode, just cruising around, how it sounds in Sport Plus when you get on it. I have to say in comfort, it's basically about the same as stock. And then in Sport Plus, maybe 10% louder. So it's not a whole lot. I think I'll be doing the primary cats next. I'll do high flow cats and just go stage 2. Should add a little bit more sound if I go that route. Kind of disappointed in the secondaries and how much sound they added, but rather too little sound than too much, and add drone. All right, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.